So here's the solution to the problem that was assigned. Starting with 24.4 grams of UO2, and the molar mass is calculated by adding up the atomic masses of uranium and 2 oxygens. And you get this answer, and you have one empty slot on the right over here, so we round off this digit, rounds off to 270.0277, rounding off that 1, so we don't have anything there. That 1 doesn't change the number next to it. We must write that as grams, because by definition this is then grams of this species. And in order to have what we need for the conversion unit, we need to write this equality statement, that this many grams of this species equals 1 mole of that species. So to match the units and species in the starting amount, we put this side of the equality statement on the bottom of this fraction. And this is how we're building our conversion unit. Always matching the side of the equality statement that has the same kind of units and species as what is remaining in the previous problem, or the previous part of the problem. And then the other side of the equality statement goes on top of that same fraction, that conversion unit fraction. Then we're ready to do the math. We want to cancel units and species. We have moles of UO2 left, and our full answer, unrounded answer, was this, 0.0903611 moles of UO2. And we want 3 digits. This is the measured number, has the least digits. We only use this number and this number to look at that. This one has, 7 digits. That has 3, so we want the least digits. That has 3 there. So we want 3 digits in our final answer. Leading zeros, like these 2 zeros here, leading zeros are not significant. So this is our first significant digit, 1, 2, 3. We start underlining from the 6 here. And we round that off to 0.0904. Because this number is 5 or above, it makes this number round up in the system that we're using here, moles of UO2. And there's the final answer. Okay, so yesterday we learned to calculate molar mass and to use it to make conversions. Okay? Let's make sure we practice that again before we move on to the next thing, okay? If you have your notes from yesterday, get those out. If you don't have your notes, or you think the unit handout's better for you, get that out. But I'm going to give you a problem. I expect you to solve this problem. You may work with a neighbor if you can do it quietly.
I think I'll be working with a neighbor.
Okay? Yes. All right, you're going to do this. We're going to work on this now. Okay? All right, just as a kind of review here, what we did earlier in the week was to learn to convert from particles like atoms or molecules or ions, to moles, and to convert from moles to particles. Is everybody listening? Apparently, if you're not listening, why am I talking?
No, we're listening.
I heard somebody say no. All right. Yeah, it is messed up. All right. And the equality statement for that conversion from particles to moles and back again was using Avogadro's number. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles of anything equals 1 mole of that thing. Okay? So that's a pretty simple one that you have to actually memorize. Now, molar mass conversions require that you calculate the molar mass, because every substance has a different molar mass. Okay? So, remember the definition of molar mass. The definition of molar mass is the sum of all the atomic masses of all the atoms in a formula written in units of grams. And in this class, you have to also put on there the species after that number and the grams. And you'd say it equals 1 mole of that same species. You have to have an equality statement to justify the conversion unit you're going to write. Okay? So hopefully you've got your notes out and you see what you did yesterday and you can follow that basic pattern. That pattern works for going from mass of a substance to moles of that substance or back again. If you follow the procedure I've taught you, You can go from mass to moles or moles to mass using molar mass. Okay? So yesterday I think we went from mass to moles. Today let's go the other way. Let's go from moles to mass. Okay? Did we do both of them yesterday or just one of them? We did both? Which one do you want to do then today?
Mass to moles.
Mass to moles? Okay. So here's the question I want you to solve. If you have 22.25 grams of excuse me, calcium chloride, how many moles is that? What?
What number is that? I can't read it.
1111, everybody make a wish.
The number is 27.25.
Oh, it's 1112.
Brett, it's 11.
27.25 grams of calcium chloride.